Are you also sick of getting exploited? Let me share with you the one and only essential lesson you must learn to stop the injustice and finally get paid for your music. Coming up. It's a recurring annoyance. You or your band get contacted to perform or play somewhere, and they start off with, "You will get great exposure. You will get the chance to sell your music and your merchandise at the event." But then it comes, "There's no budget to pay the musicians." Blah, blah, blah. And mind you, I'm not talking about charity events here. Well, you can't blame them really. Concert organizers and event owners know there's a whole line of musicians who are willing to do just about anything for some exposure, and who still think that by performing for free, they will get noticed and ultimately famous. Famous. Stick around to find out why that just won't happen. Same thing when you get contacted by online marketeers, managers, record label owners, and other music industry bobos. They keep exploiting musicians. They keep telling us why we need their services, for a hefty fee or a large piece of the pie, mind you. So you can focus on just making music. It's your passion, right? You do what you do best, and they do what they do best. And you don't need a large cut, because you are not making music for the money, right? And we keep falling for those sales pitches, and we believe all their BS. So in the end, you can't really blame them. But this can stop. And there's basically one solution, one thing we can do about it. And that is to say no. No. Just say no. It's really that simple. If every one of us just said no to playing for free, or no to a bad record deal, they would have no choice to pay us our fair share, right? Saying no can be hard though, I know. I'm still learning to say no. But stick around, because I got 5 quick tips that will make saying no a lot easier. Here they come. Number 1, when it comes to making a deal, education and knowledge are key. Learn what a record label does, what managers do, what event organizers do. It's not rocket surgery. And it's all part of being a modern-day musician anyway. Look up how much they're usually paid, and then ask yourself the question, if you don't want to do this work yourself, which by the way you're totally capable of, what is it worth to you? You want to sign a publishing deal and sign away half of your rights? You want to hire a marketeer to promote your music? Fine. Just know what you're signing. It will make it a lot easier to say no and to negotiate a fair deal. Number 2, realize that concerts where the acts play for free usually suck. They're badly organized, have uninterested crowds, you get no exposure, and the sound is usually crap, making the little exposure you do get something to be avoided. 3, let go of the myth of the starving artist. It's a stubborn misconception. You do not need to be poor to make great art or to be creative. History has shown that creativity comes to all socio-economic layers. Charging money for music is okay. It is just a means to make more music. We don't make music to make money, but we make money to make music. Number 4, realize that if you're doing a lot of free gigs, it can come back to haunt you. You'll be known as a musician who doesn't charge much, so isn't worth much either. They just won't take you seriously, and it makes it a lot harder to suddenly start asking to get paid. An organizer of any decent event where there's actually budget to pay the musicians will reason like this. Oh, these guys ask $1,000 each to perform. They must be great. And these guys here are okay with getting paid in peanuts. Well, they must be... Yes, it's that simple. And number 5, realize how much work you have put in to be able to play music. Let's not even take into account the countless rehearsals and practice sessions. Those are basically your education and are considered dues you have to pay to achieve a certain skill. Also, not taking into account writing, composing, arranging and recording your songs. Let's just look at a typical timetable of a concert day. Get your gear ready, load up the van, drive to the gig, arrive and wait till it's your time to set up. Set up all the gear and sound check. Find something to eat and some more waiting? Great. Get on stage and actually play some music. Get all the gear off the stage and load up the van, drive home, remove the gear from the van and put it into storage. Finally get to bed. So 2 hours of actually playing music out of those 14. Here's a way to make a deal. I'll actually play the music for free. Just pay me for the other 12 hours. Deal? Get it in your mind, you're not asking for a handout here. Just payment for services rendered. They wouldn't dare to ask the caterers, the electricians, the sound engineers, the security or the bartenders to work for free at that same concert. Now would they? Although I'd like to see them try. And finally, as a bonus motivation to say no, if you can't say no for yourself because you're, I don't know, insecure, whatever, just do it for your fellow musicians. Because only if we all stick together, things can change. Now, next time someone asks you to play for free, won't you be a little insulted? Good, you should be. It makes it easier to say no. You might even feel the urge to yell, just pay me. But don't do that. Instead, just take a few breaths and turn them down in a polite way. And maybe as a bonus, send them a link to this video. Everyone needs to learn. If you agree, consider hitting the subscribe button and leave comments below. I really want to hear your thoughts on this. Until next time, just say no.